Pounders, welcome back. Smash the slate week 8. But first, we got to dive into a little bit of victory lapping here. We book a small win, so nothing huge for us. But some of the Pounders got some really nice cashes this week and some new signups to the overlay also paying off very early. We had a nice little sweat in the third and long. This is the 3 entry max $20 contest. And man, we had like a nut run out with Jaden Daniels getting hurt, I thought. Having Brian Robinson, you think like, oh yeah, they're going to run the ball like a ton. Maybe he's still dealing with the lingering injury and he only gets the rock 12 times. So this one could have been easy second place. He would have had to get in the end zone probably another time to pop first. But we're very happy with this performance. Shout out to Fuego. Signs up and instantly pops a third place in the fullback dive. This is the 5 entry max $25 contest. Absolutely love this contest. And shout out to Stars, another pounder in the 4 spot. You guys are making these contests harder this year, having you guys involved. It's a great thing. I love to like this lineup. This is a beaut. This is an absolute beaut. And if you guys watched the show last week on Smash the Slate, I said there's no scientific reasoning behind it. It just feels like a Gibbs week. All the sharps are off Gibbs. That's when you fade Gibbs. That's when he goes off. So like you got to pretend fade him. Like, all right, I'm going to fade you. And then just click. We ended up with 21%. I'm happy with it. It was enough to at least make some money on the slate. Shout out to TD King. Like this one's high up there in the 47 for a little 250 casher. Mixon and Gibbs is super strong. He gets hurt a little bit with the Jefferson start and T. Higgs. The wide receivers were tough this week. I had a lot of good lineups just die because, well, 30% Debo. We find out he's sick the day of game day. And he plays 3 snaps, so you can't swap him. Just that's whatever. That's maybe a learning moment. Oh, Stars posted it too. A little four spot there. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Logan 12 spot in the Badge Bros Brawl must be just one piece off. Yeah, 3 wide receivers. Guys, it was another week where you wanted 2 RBs, who wanted RB in the flex. Now this is 6 of 7 weeks that 2 RBs was what you wanted. We also did a couple other contests where we got just outside top 10 in goal line stand. We only did 2. And then we popped off in the cover 4 as well for the 11th place. It was a fun slate, and we can sort of just peek into the exposures here. Just a lot of Debo. But there's some spots where I'm only doing 51, right? Because I'm doing some of the lower total entrance contests, but they're higher entry fees. I need to find ways to leverage my teams, basically, and make them go further. Make this 51 really play like 100, 110. So like what sort of plays am I talking about? Well, I'll bet on an entire offense or I'll completely fade an entire offense. Here's one from last week. Houston said, okay, I'm going to fade the Houston pass game, but I'm going to have Mixon. And like, that's how I'm going to leverage these 51 teams that I'm doing. And if I'm right, like this 51 will play like a lot more. And I do this in a lot of different spots and I try to pick and choose every week. Now, this can be extremely punishing if one of these guys is the guy you need. However, I felt pretty good in this spot about Houston not crushing me, and I wish I had more Mixon, but it was pretty good. JD getting hurt on the first play of the game. This dude was going for 30, man. This guy was going for 30. JD Bowers, our top tight end, our top ownership QB. We'll just never know. We'll just never know. Jacobs, sharp, very sharp people. People I respect, even on the Twitter machine. Showing full exposures, and they have 0 shares of Jacobs. But when you look at it, if you just trade Jacobs for whoever was going around like Chuba Hubbard, if you're sacrificing just a little bit of projection, half a point, less than a point, and you get someone that's being drafted 5 or 10% of the time versus every single draft, I want the guy below. I want the guy that no one's picking. And that could just give you a big advantage. Now, Jacobs had a very good game. It wasn't going to hurt you, but you wanted 20 points plus there. You wanted 20 points plus. Let's have a peek at the winner for Battle Royale. 2 RBs, Mixon and Gibbs. Hurts, Amon-Ra, A.J. Brown, and Njoku. So here's a little stack-a-rooski with Jalen Hurts. You didn't have to stack him. You didn't have to stack Josh Allen this week. Those are kind of weekly givens. Something that I dropped to the Discord members for the Battle Royale Patreon. And they were going super late. They were going in the 20s. Sometimes you were getting Jalen Hurts with your last pick. Like, it was kind of an obvious spot to be overweight on those guys this week. But here you go. You see the correlation get there. He doesn't kill the lineup with the Giants piece smartly. Neighbors maybe easing back after missing with the concussion. Amon-Ra ends up as wide receiver 1 or near wide receiver 1 this week on the main slate. It was an odd week for wide receivers, and the RBs cooked. The RB's absolutely cooked. And that's why I use the portfolio optimizer on bestballoverlay.com, and I just manage how many teams I have, right? So, like, I don't really want this to be 50-50, 50% 3 wide receiver teams, because the statistics show, like, it's closer to, like, 78-22. So I try to get as close to 75-25 as possible. Your brain automatically drafts these 3 wide receiver teams, and it's really hard to keep track how many you have. This tool that also comes with the overlay, which is insane. You can just separate it by contest. So here we had 78.6, 21.4. If you just do the Battle Royales, if you do Dog Bowls, we're closer to 50-50. Extra points, the single entry, but you can just switch it in between what tournaments that you're actually drafting, which is really helpful. And if you use code Pounders, it'll bring down from 40 to 30 a month. So a little tip-a-rooski there, and that's all caps. I think that was really it for sweats. Our Dog Bowl teams, we had an early sweat, I think, with this team, but then Debo did nothing. Purdy kind of flop. Parkinson didn't get there. Chase needed a little more, but this was pretty good. Gibbs and Jacobs. We had another Gibbs team too, no? Gibbs, James Cook, A.J. Brown. So, like, we were kind of cooking with Gibbs, A.J. Brown, and Kyle Pitts. James Cook flopped. But Crash Rich gets another ticket. So it's pretty cool to see. It's pretty cool to see. He's one of the sharpest people in this space, and he's just consistent. It's crazy. Purdy, Mixon, Hunt. Hunt was sharp, I guess, this week, man. Like, he's just getting the rock. Like, you're telling me this guy's going to touch the ball 20-plus times. He's a top 12 RB rest of the season. Like, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. They're not using Kelsey in the red zone. They're leaning very heavy into the run game here. Yeah, I agree, Stars. I agree. Dude, one of my good lineups, right? One of these good ones here. We went with a Jordan Love double stack, and we end up in 16th place because we grabbed like all the wrong pieces on Green Bay. Like, Kraft scores a touchdown, Wick scores a touchdown. Like, I just can't get this offense right. And man, a few more points, and we're definitely cooking here. But Jaden Reed killed a lot of my lineups. But yeah, these Dog Bowl teams are pretty sick. Gibbs and Aaron Jones, A.J. Brown, T. Higgs, Ertz gets there with 12, Josh Allen. And you can see Gibbs, pick 28. Gibbs. Oh, he actually didn't have Gibbs. That's very interesting to see. So he sacrifices those 5 points. gets Amon-Ra and Mixon to start. Then his next pick was Hunt and T. Higgs. Oh, the Jonnu. That's why. Not a lot of people were on Jonnu. I thought he was a pretty good click, but I didn't come onto it until Saturday. So I only mixed in 2 Jonnu teams. But that was also when Hawkinson got ruled out. So I think I made him a swap on one of my teams. And where was it on one of these that finished pretty high? Let me see. Yeah, it was on this team, the Jonnu, 19 points. That's what gave this team a big advantage. That's how we finished high with the 2 points from Reed. 2 RBs, man. It is pretty crazy how it's actually leaning into it heavier this week with RBs hitting the flex. And then Crash Rich's team, Goff, Gibbs, and Amon-Ra, so getting that double stack. Kareem Hunt, and it only gets 4.8 from Diggs, but has the near nuts at tight end with Njoku. And shout out to Nick, Pounder Nick and Pounder Eric, both here on the front page. Nick getting 0 points from Jordan Whittington. He's out there as a decoy. He misses it by 4.8 points. Like, so close. He needed 4.8 from this, and this was Myers. So this was a pick swap from Myers, and they said he was active, and he was out there as a decoy. It's tragic. It's tragic. Really sick lineup, too. Barkley and Gibbs with DK. DK was going way too late. He was going way too late. Pretty cool. And then let's cover Eric's, too. Love, Dobbs, T. Higgs, DK, Njoku. Wow, it's a great lineup. It's a great lineup. It's just those RBs, man. There wasn't, for receivers, like this is a 3 start. That's pretty strong. It's just those RBs smashed this week. But let's dive in. Let's actually jump into a dog bowl of Ruski, and let's see if that's going to fill. We're going to be doing our first look on this contest. And again, very similar to the amount of entries that I'm going to be doing every single week. Forgot to say, had a 4th place finish in the hurry up. Yeah, if you post it in the Discord, if you post it in the Hall of Fame channel, I'll cover it. We'll take a peek at it. Okay, so we're waiting on 2 here. Let's get a second screen going so I can track the dog bowl. That's +7. It should fill. Okay. Beautiful day. Beautiful day to be doing some drafting. If you guys are just joining me, go down, slap the like on the live stream. Hit the bell for notifications so you know when we go live. Look how slow it, like this just opened. So we're hitting the nail on the head with the first look. I love the new pay structure. I love that it's $7 versus $5, and you get 50K to first, 25K to second. Like it's very impactful. You're front paging and you're very happy. You're very happy. Just like the 2 pounders that finished. Let me see. Did we even cover that? Results here. Battle Royale. You had Love Stars here. Pounder Love Stars. 7500, 7th place. Glue Eater, another sharp in the space. Gut P's always drafting. Yeah, shout out to Love Stars, man. In the Discord. Super sick. Super sick. Gibbs Mixon. AJ Brown, London, Njoku, Hurts. So sick. Sick lineup. +6 for the dog bowl. And we're live. All right, let's see what we got. We get the 1 spot. Derrick Henry versus Cleveland. You have Barkley against Cincinnati. Cincinnati actually 3-point favorites in this game. That's interesting to see. Opening is 3-point favorites. Breece Hall, they just decided to stop using him after halftime. Like, you wonder why the Jets lost. Like, yeah, let's not use our best player after halftime. Just an interesting choice on Sunday Night Football. Jamar Chase against Philly. I'm already going to tell you I like this spot a lot. I like this spot a lot. Let's do this. A little refresh here. Amon-Ra against Tennessee. All right, let's go Henry here. I don't think any Pounders are with us in this draft, but MSOS name looks familiar. QBs Allen, Lamar, Hurts, Mahomes, Love against Jacksonville is a great spot. Great. Now we get to guess which Green Bay doubles gets there. Oh, great. Oh, man. Wonder what? I want to check a few things. I want to check the snap count for Amari Cooper in his first game, and I want to check the snap counts for Green Bay wide receivers. Coleman, 75%. Amari Cooper, 35%. So I said it would be surprising if he was out there for 50%, and we thought he would be in some red zone packages, so he pretty much darted there, but gets in the end zone the first game. That's pretty good. You have to think that the snaps are going to come from Mac Hollins, that Amari Cooper steals. Also, Curtis Samuel's hurt right now. So we'll see what goes on there. Packers, let's see what they... Bo Melton was 14%. Interesting. Christian Watson, 53. Wicks, 41. It's just... Dobbs is out there the most. This is exactly what we saw last year as well. But is it a Reed bounce back week? Wicks, 41%. Jaden Daniels against Chicago. We'll see if he can go. Yeah, like Joe Burrow, definitely in play down here. Like, if you're telling me they're 25 point, like, Vegas odds has them scoring 25.3. Joe Burrow should be mixed in pretty heavily. All right, who's coming back to us? ADP 12, so this is chalk if we want to do it. Gibbs against Tennessee. Tennessee is a little stronger O-line, but I do worry that Gibbs' price might just fly up. Are we expecting Tua back? Are we expecting Tua back? I think we are. If you get Tua back, Hill rises. Like, Hill rises to pick, what, 8, 7? It's like you won't be able to get this combo later in the week. So I'm okay going a little more on the risky side. Bowers, 14 targets is insane. This is, guys, look at this. This is crazy. 12 targets, 10 targets, 14 targets. He's tight end 1 overall rest of the season, like, just based on volume alone. I don't care if Myers ends up playing or not. But Myers could actually be a good sneaky scroll for the Dog Bowl. Nick thought so too, so sorry, Nick. Bowers goes. I'm always trying to target the risers, so I do think that Bowers will end up being one of those players in this range that could rise. I also think Tyreek Hill could as well. You're going to get Bowers to probably go around pick 10. So it won't be too hard to get him with Henry, but Hill, I think, could go to 7 pretty easily. Maybe even 6. Evans off at 18 against Atlanta. Okay, can we game stack anything here? If we get McBride, that would be ideal. I don't think McBride's coming back to us, though. He already has a tight end. Man. Oh, he goes into Njoku. Interesting. Pretty decent chance we get McBride here. If not, what do we want to do with this team? I guess we're leaning into 2 with Tyreek. He's going to go McBride. We can't go RB. We're waiting on 4 for the dog bowl. I mean, something like this is very viable. Okay, he gives us McBride. Oh. Now what do we do? Oh, it's a whole new game. We got Kyler down here as a scroll. Okay. So we'll last pick Kyler. I'm good with that. There's no way Mahomes should be this high up. A little game stack, a Rooski for the first one. DJ Moore versus Washington's a spot. This is a spot. Even Diggs against Indy's a spot. Let's go Diggs here. Give me the chalk. Give me the chalky ADP pick. I do like this, though. McBride at 24 paired with Hill with Henry and Gibbs might be tough to get by Wednesday. But, again, if Tua ends up not playing, like, you're probably not happy. You're probably not happy. The target return date is week 8, so we'll see if that ends up happening or not. But this also opens up 2 QBs as well, just in case we do get sniped. Indy. Man, you could play this one in the air. You could play this one on the ground. My worry is in the 4th quarter. Is this game going to be close enough to have the starters on the field? Now, of course, that means they would have put up a certain amount of points, but especially from your running backs, you want them running out the clock at the end. That's how you get a lot of little extra points. Fuego in the house. What's up, baby? Only done 1, but Bowers felt like a must grab. Yeah, he's going to rise without a doubt. But maybe not. This team looks nice. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to get Trey McBride at pick 24, we're pretty happy that we passed on Bowers here, but this could be a Bowers click pretty easily. It's a fun slate. This is already a fun slate. RBs, look at the scrolls, boys. Like all the way to James Conner. Pollard against Detroit's not a great spot, in my opinion. That's not a spot I want to mess with. Mostert gets 11 carries. Crucial fumble. Chuba against Denver. I guess we have to see what's going on with Brooks, but Chuba against Denver going after Chase Edmonds to start is interesting. Yeah, we get Kyler here. I mean, you could super scroll to Tua. But let's go Kyler. Damn. This is gonna be a fun slate, boys. All right, we get pick 3 for Dog Bowl, so now you guys get to see our scrolls here. I just saw Jake Bobo, and he was way too high up the board. Devonta Smith had an absolute brutal game. Same thing with Tank Dell. Wow, Marvin Harrison. All right, where's Amari Cooper? We got to find where Amari Cooper is. Oh, I see him. Okay. He's not going too far down the board. All right, shout out to Chris at the one spot. What's up, baby? Wow. Couple badges in here. Nick's in here at the 10 spot. Stars. What's up, boys? What's up, Mike C? All right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Kyler's QB 12. This seems like another week where you want to go QB last. Some really good options still available. This for me feels like Chase. And this could be wrong just based on projection, but there's a lot of viable running backs left. A lot of viable wide receivers too. Let's go Brees and see how it feels. Let's start RB. My guess is I'm going to want to come back around and double tap receiver, but we'll see who comes back to us. Fuego in the house. If you're trying to win $1,500 like Fuego, go and purchase the overlay. That's pretty good marketing right there, Fuego. It's pretty good marketing. Instantly pays off. Chase, then Mixon at 5. Yeah, Mixon against Indy. So, like, if you're not getting Mixon against Indy, I don't mind grabbing a receiver in that game and trying to get the points that way. Yeah, they have an implied total of 26.5 for Houston. Damn. Carolina on this slate? Carolina is on this slate. Jonathan Johnson against Denver. It's not the best spot. Probably play that one through Chuba, but we don't know what's going to happen with Brooks. I think Brooks sits out. Like, how do you play Jonathan Brooks after what you just saw? Like, they just got blown the F out. There's absolutely no rush in the world to bring in Jonathan Brooks. So I do think the run out for Brooks drafters during the summer has been pretty bad. Like, very bad. Very bad. You want them to at least not be completely dead for the playoffs. Now it's like they're looking for draft picks now. But Dalton was named the starter next week already. The coach is riding with Dalton. So it's important to note. K-Walk off the board at 9. Tyreek goes at 8 here. We got him in the 3rd round in that first BR. And this is something that you could see, but it's going to depend on Tua. It's really going to depend on Tua. Godwin and Gibbs, fun start. Drake, London, stars. Who are we bringing in? He brings in Josh Allen. Who's going to come back to us? Nick with the Bijan start. He's going Mikey A. Bowers or Mikey A. They go back to back. See how far Lamar gets pushed down. If Lamar gets pushed down at 22, I think we have an interesting decision because you can just go Zay with the next click. Yeah, Flowers. Flowers probably taking him off my board now that Lamar's gone. You should be able to get some Lamar Flowers stacks pretty easily this week, which is nice. It is nice. What do we have for Patriots wide receivers? What were the snaps for the Pats? It's that it truly matters. 57% for Polk. Douglas left. Osborne. Booty playing 83% of snaps. This is 2 weeks in a row. Two weeks in a row. Atlanta versus Tampa Bay. Gonna be another shootout. Yeah, that game easily you could need a piece from that game. 50-point total. Supposedly close game. 3.5-point favorites for Atlanta. This is an interesting spot. Yeah, Diggs there's pretty nice. Swift here against Washington's interesting. Let's go DJ Moore first. Just because these wide receivers are going to get kind of gross, I think. We got some scrolls we like too. I think we go RB here. Cooper goes. Barkley, Cooper star for Buster. Let's see what Chris does. Oh, I think I already know. T. Higgs and Dobbins. Dobbins super strong. Dobbins is a player that, based on his play tonight, could make him a riser or a faller if Vidal eats into a bigger portion. I think we just go Njoku here. We have Henry who's correlated down here, who's also okay. Let's test the waters. Let's go Njoku here in this spot. Yeah, this is going to depend if you get Tua playing or not. I like this one. I like the Philly Cincinnati. Definitely going to want some stacks there. And maybe this is the week everyone comes off Devonta Smith. Rightfully so. This offense the Philly offense reminds me in a way of the way that like Tua targets his receivers. It's very heavily on Tyreek, and then Waddle gets the leftovers. Same here. It's very much focused on A.J. Brown, and Devonta Smith gets the leftovers. Coleman goes real late. You have some pretty nice scrolls, though. Not going to lie. You have some pretty nice options at receiver. That's why we're testing it with Njoku here. QB, obviously, we'd be happy with Caleb. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a fun week. Like, I'm liking a lot of these plays I'm seeing right now, and it does get tougher as you go. Like, especially the dog bowl, the ADPs become sharper. It's like you'll draft on Friday or Saturday, and your teams just don't feel as strong as those ones on Monday and Tuesday. But maybe you're targeting a different different Q tags or whatever on those days. Amon-Ra, Trey McBride, and Kareem Hunt is a fucking super strong start for Maine. Super strong start. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Nick with Bowers and Bijan. Goes Jalen Hurts. I think I know what that means. Jacobs off the board. Josh, man, Jacobs going that late's insane too. Against Jacksonville, that's crazy. That's crazy Jacobs is going that late. Damn Stars. Congrats, bro. Can I come with you to Dallas? Can I come with? Jordan Love and Reed. Garrett Wilson. The boys are creating some fun teams here. The boys are creating some fun teams. Is Nick going to stack Devonta, or is he going to try to push him to 58? He goes tank. I think that's smart. Team 12 looking good. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Gotta love the 3 wide receiver sets here for Chicago. 2 games in a row, 80% plus for all 3. Devonta Smith off the board. I'm surprised BTJ is still there, to be honest. If BTJ is still there, that's the route we're going. If you knew Jaden Daniels was playing, McLaurin would be off the board by now. And DK, same thing with DK Metcalf. Knee injury, not too bad. That means we should be bumping up JSN. That means we should be bumping up Lockett if you don't think he's going to play. If only JSN's depth of target was higher than 2 yards, maybe he could actually have a spike week. Maybe he could actually have a spike week. There's some interesting spots here. Interesting spots. Again, James Conner down here against Miami. Interesting spots. Wow. All right, both of these guys already have a running back. So do we want to double stack? We can double stack Caleb and go Keenan. We can do the bring back with B-Rob. They're going to have to lean into B-Rob this week. Or we can just go single stack. Let's go BTJ first. Just feels too obvious. If we bet against Jaden Daniels not playing, we can play Washington on the ground here through B-Rob. Hopefully he gets more carries this week. Marvin Harrison off the board at 47. Terry and JD, I'm assuming. Yeah, I mean, that's how you win a contest. I have to hope that no one stacks Caleb which feels really bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, how many teams need a QB? 1, 2, 3. It's kind of max pain. It's kind of max pain. We just have to hope he comes back. Set him free. And if he comes back, it's meant to be. That's what we're going with. And then you have Komet there too. There's just too many available stacking partners. This guy's got 2 tight ends. Like, God knows what this guy does. Go Rodgers with Devontae Adams. I guess if we absolutely have to, we could go Trevor Lawrence, but that doesn't feel good at all. I'd rather probably just go Jameis Winston against Baltimore. Uh, and that's tough. That's tough. You have Kyler here too. We'll see. 1, 2. 2 teams need a QB. There's some. This guy I'm worried about the most. He might be on auto. DK 55's nice because you could just pick swap him. And if he does end up playing, like. This is leaning into Q tags right here. Main. Going with JT and DK. Too cool, Rad. What's up, man? Welcome to the live stream. This is leaning into Q tags. James Conner here. That's one that really sticks out to me as like projections going to be very high. You know, we don't have the news of how he does tonight, but that could be a good thing. Like, this is very late for James Cook as well. Tennessee, good run D. I'm typically fading teams that are playing Tennessee's run D. This week, where it's Detroit, they just have one of the best O lines, so it doesn't really matter. You're not fading the Detroit run game ever. Stevenson against the Jets. It's viable. You don't feel good about it, but it's definitely viable. And the reason it's viable is because Antonio Gibson's also doing terribly on the ground, terribly inefficient. All right, so we're not going to find out if we get our QB back until this pick. Oh, and he snipes Goff from him. Kyler's not available, right? Kyler's long gone. Kyler's there? Is Kyler there? Dude, Kyler's there. This guy's getting last pick Kyler Murray. That's pretty crazy. I'm going to be happy with my team if we end up getting our dude. Love Hunter Henry here. Love Tucker Kraft here for the double stack with Love. He gets Tank Bigsby as the bring back. If it's a tank week, like, I lose. Like, I lose Dog Bowl. If it's a tank week, you could have it. I also think the Keenan Allen double stack with DJ Moore is completely viable. Chuba very strong in this last round as well. There's a lot of depth here. There's a lot of depth at tight end. There's a lot of depth at running back. There's a ton of depth at QB. So if you can get Njoku to separate or come close to top 3 tight ends, no one separates too far. I don't mind going tight end in the 3rd round here. Evan Ingram here at 43 seems like a really good spot. Bowers at 15. This is probably not going to be a thing. He's going to rise. So Nick grabbing Bijan and Bowers, I think, is pretty strong. Bijan, I think he reached a couple picks, but that's fine. Yeah, he goes Kyler. So we're getting Caleb here. So we'll get our little game stack. Very fun. Tony Pollard. I mean, even that's very strong. You can get Burrow in the last round here. Tua. if you're leaning into Tyreek Hill playing, same thing. Kirk Cousins, so many available QBs this week. So many available QBs. Ends up being a fun one. We get our stack. We got to bring back. Should we have gone Keenan Allen instead of Brian Thomas? That one I don't know. Caleb doubles are super in play, though. Super in play. I'm going to save that draft board on my phone. All right, let's jump into another main slate. And these contests right here, boys, are my favorite. It's the fullback dive, the $25 entry, 5 entry max. I think we could fill this if you guys know we can't. We could, but I want less pounders, more randoms in those. The flea flicker I don't do. The extra point I always do. I'll do that closer to the end of the week. The playbook is what drops on Sunday. So if you guys want to see the slates, if you guys want to see the ADPs, how they open, you can do this on Sunday night. The playbook opens. This is obviously week 8 slate. Little tip there. The Monday Night Football drafts are fun, but my God, you just have to do so many in order to get that crazy combo. And the other thing I noticed is the 3rd and long, the contest that I truly enjoy, is it opens on like Saturday night. It opens Saturday night. So that's the $20 3 entry max. Save $60 for that. Save $60 for that. Fuego says he's in with us. Fuego's at the 4. The snowman in the house. What's up, baby? What's going on, dude? This is interesting. Baltimore, Cleveland. You could see them just playing the whole game from ahead, but look at the spread, dudes. This one's a head scratcher. This one's the one where it's like, oh yeah, like obviously Baltimore's going to cover 3.5 points against Cleveland. These are the ones that never end up covering because they just seem too good to be true. 50-point total. Baltimore should be playing from ahead. But if they're going to have this as a close game and the run's going to be in play and they're going to be playing their starters, Derrick Henry probably does deserve to go off as one. But, man, Barkley against Cincy seems like a great spot. Same thing like Chase versus Philly. A.J. Brown against Cincy. Amon-Ra, it's just impossible to get this offense correct. Oh yeah, 500 drafts for the black badge. How many teams did you draft during the summer, Fuego? Because you're probably getting close. But there's so many viable QB options on this slate. Like you look at Barr, you look at Caleb, Kyler, Tua. Do not stick to the top 6. Let your receivers sort of do your bidding for you on where you're going to bring your team. Yeah, 140. So plus the BRs you've been doing, you're getting close. And what's sweet, dudes, the overlay that Josh added the update. I don't know if you guys have seen it already. Go to completed. You can go to the main slate, go to exposures, and you just click this draft to extract all your teams. I've only done 2 so far, so it's not going to pull a whole lot. But you can do this after every draft. And you just refresh. And it'll say 50% Tyreek Hill because we've only done 2. We have him on 1. So that's super, super helpful. And then the combo tool becomes very helpful around Wednesday. Depends how much volume you do, right? If you're doing 50 a day, it'll be helpful midway through your first day. sort of see what combos you have and can help you split hairs between two players. Is this guy on auto? No, he's not on auto. On stream last week, we did a Geno stack double with K-Walk and DK. And we were talking about how many receptions he's been getting lately, saying this was a really good spot to do a Geno double with the running back. And he ends up scoring a tutty. That team ends up cashing, but it didn't have Gibbs. It didn't have Mixon. What could have been? We want Bowers here. Like, I want Bowers. Leave me Bowers. Sick. Now, do we want Bowers and Mike Evans? Bowers and Godwin? Let's just do Bowers and Mike Evans. I think the chalkier of the lineups, because Godwin goes in front of Mikey A, will be Godwin. Maybe that's right. Maybe it's wrong. I guess we'll see tonight. Bijan goes off at 15. I am a little pick blind to Bijan. I'll fully admit I'm a little pick blind to Bijan. Tampa Bay. I'm gonna have some shares, but I have to. You get. I don't know if this happens to you guys, but it certainly happens to me where I'll just get pick blind, and I'll just skip over a player, and then you'll realize on like Thursday you're like, do I really want to fade this player? Gibbs goes at 16. Trey McBride at 17. Because a very common 1-2 will be here is the Bijan, Mike Evans, Bijan, Godwin, which I also think is strong. Wow, Godwin makes it to the other side of the board. This is a pretty cool start. Let's see if he ruins it with Kelsey. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Fell for the trap. Every time. Every time. Noah Gray? What about Noah Gray, boys? Just doing his best Kelsey impression all last game. You hate to see it. You know, you see the 8 on the back of the jersey, you see big white dude, tight end, you're like, Kelsey with another one. It's 83. Not so fast. Not so fast. It's your boy Noah. Kareem Hunt goes at 20. Kareem Hunt would have been fun for our team. A little bring back for Bowers. Jalen Hurts goes at 21 to AJ Brown's team. Like, have we not learned? Have we not learned? Jalen Hurts at 25. I don't think we have to come off the chalk here. I don't mind this being a Stroud team. I don't think. Like, how close is he to playing? Jacobs is strong. Kamara's also strong. Dobbins is a scroll. Make an executive decision here. It's going to be Jacobs. It's going to be Jacobs. 27% last week. We're going to have a shit ton. We're going to have a shit ton this week, too. It's okay. Does Kendra eat a little bit into this Alvin Kamara role? He had a pretty decent first week playing. The coach didn't completely shit on him. And there's a little bit of FUD going around about Kamara. That game got out of hand. This one, their team total of 16 points. It's just a different team without Derek Carr, without the weapons. So I might have to fade Kamara this week. It doesn't feel great because it's hurt me all year. Mostly in the big board bags, but Kendra being back is very big upside. And the big board bags are on the way up. I think we're at like 34 BBMs now. So we're at like 22 point something percent advance rate. So we're happy with that. We're not victory lapping yet. Just like people on Twitter victory lapping week 3. Like, I looked up all my favorite streamers and they have shit advance rates. It's like, dudes, come on. It's week 3. Let's relax. At least let the take go through. Don't cut it short. Who do we like here? Stroud or is Bakey Bake gone? Yeah, Bakey Bake's gone. Stroud it is. Stroud it is. Josh Jacobs gets his first receiving touchdown yesterday too. It's pretty insane. For the amount of balls this guy's caught in his career, it's pretty insane. He finally caught one. Yeah, Jacobs against Jags. Seems like a really good spot. I feel like a lot of people are going to get caught up, myself included, like drafting 2 RBs early and not being able to mix in this last round of players that are all so live. Like, even Javonte against Carolina, if he's going to get 16, 17 touches, he could be mixed in. Dobbins, B-Rob, we said. This is what we did in the Dog Bowl. James Conner. Like, Chuba Hubbard, depending on Brooks. Like, you can't just come off Hubbard that fast. Against Denver, a good spot. Love's there as well. We go Stroud. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Yeah, there's so many viable plays. Good. I want it to be on the back. Let's get something different here. It's probably gonna be. Oh yeah. Do we fade Amon-Ra this week? Is that? Do we fade Amon-Ra this week? 11-point favorites. Spread must be changing when it says null. They're updating it. I believe these are straight from DraftKings as well, I want to say, the spreads. So they dynamically update on the overlay as they get updated on DK. Just automatically updates for you. Little dome game for Joe Mixon. Three badges in here. This is how you get rich, boys. This is how you get rich. 50K up top. Almost 1% full. Diving into the slate early this week, too. So if you guys enjoy these videos, go down, slap the like on the live stream, hit the bell for notifications. Check out bestballoverlay.com. The biggest edge in best ball. Barkley goes at 1. Henry at 2. Spencer Rattler will remain the Saints' starting QB if Derek Carr oblique remains unavailable, which is highly likely. There's going to be some Chase A.J. Brown teams, right? Like, there's got to be. Is this one of those moments? Are we going to have a moment here on stream? No. No. The hype's gone too far. The hype has gone too far. I don't mind mixing there 4, though. Do we just scoop here? I like it. Only because it seems like JMO's role's diminishing just a little bit. Just a little bit. He still has those Shaheed type games where he pops off for a long tutty, and that's fine. But Amon-Ra maybe worked in more consistently now. We'll have to see if he can pair 2 good games back to back. JMO out there for about 75%, pretty consistent. Tim Patrick's been getting bumped up. Khalif Raymond gets in the end zone. Let's have a peek. How are the bags doing? Feel really good about that. It's around 30% advance rate if you just take that and divide it. 40 big boards. 2 out of 3 Dalmatians. I guess you could say 3 out of 6 for the high stake $100 tourneys. Got the Bulldog. This Bulldog team is sick. We'll cover this in a sec. The Bulldog team single entry $75 contest is sick. The thing is, like, say you do advance, right? It doesn't pay you. So that's why it shows 0. It doesn't pay you just for making week 15, the first round of playoffs. You have to finish in the top 2 of 10, so it gets rid of another 80% of the field. And then it'll give you like the min payout of 100. And then it's, again, 2 out of 10, so get rid of another 80% of the field. And then the payouts are pretty nice for the finals, and it's like a 20-team final. So that would be a really sick one to punch through. We'll take, the 3 wide receiver teams is so gross. We'll go Gibbs. Gibbs and Amon-Ra. Would have worked last week. Why do I think it could work this week too? It does feel more like a David Montgomery week. If I had to guess, just like running out the clock, like bruiser type, games out of hand. I think you could actually get a Monty week, but let's go with the first 3 quarters high scoring, going all to Gibbs and Amon-Ra. Wow. They just want me to grab Chris Godwin here. And it's tragic because I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. All right, we're doing it. We're doing it just for ADP. Just for ADP. Like, this will be a solo shipper. What are we going to do at QB? I want Burrow, I think. We're not going to get a Philly piece. Unless, what's the word on Geo? Go dirt. We could just draft Godert with the last round and pick swap him. Pitts is a bring back. Weighing the options here. Thing is, like, if we go Goff, we don't want Laporta. It's just too much. Seems like too much. Damn, this is crazy. This is crazy. I did get lucky with this fade in season long, like, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And we hammered the Njoku, we hammered the Evan Ingram range, and they started out the season hurt. Bacon Pitts, yeah, I like Pitts here, but Njoku falling to us, I think, is just like God tier. I think we just have to go Njoku. I can't believe the amount of points they have Cleveland scoring like that. That's wild. Bakey Bake gone? Is Bakey Bake long gone? Yeah, Bake's long gone. Bengals in a must-win situation. This team was wild. All right, I said that was the last one, but these are some crazy teams. These are some crazy teams. All right, we get the 4 spot. Buster Boys in this one. I like getting out of the draft with one of these two. Tyreek Hill, like you see the projection is 16.3, and that's like if he ends up playing in Tua, that is, you're gonna see a crazy rise out of Tyreek. He's gonna be going likely before Amon-Ra. Damn. Mixon getting that work. 27 touches last week. Getting that work. I like the shout though, getting that game stack. Pitts. I was thinking about that, and then I was expecting Njoku to be off the board though. He's just gonna get too many designed plays for him. Just he's gonna be the favorite target. It's tough for me to not click Njoku now, especially with a. Do we say Jameis Winston's confident? For fantasy football purposes, he's extremely confident. Extremely confident. Let's not recreate the wheel. Let's go Chase here at 4. One of these two back would be truly sick. I don't expect that to happen. Maybe we get our first K-Walk share. Don't expect that to happen either. Like, I'm completely okay with just going 2 late RBs, too. Let's go K-Walk here. Nah, fuck it. Let's go Tyreek. Live a little bit. Live a little bit. Take the wheels off the bus. Take the wheels off the bus. Bowers goes. I'm going to want some Kareem Hunt Bowers teams. Team to our right. Oh. 2 receivers, 1 running back, 1 receiver. Yeah, let's. I have a plan. Is it a good plan? I don't know. But we have a plan. If he falls to us, great. If not. Dude, this Jacobs down here is just like winking at me. He's like, do it again. Do it again. Take 27% again. Do it again. I won't fail you. I won't fail you. Jay McBride off. Godwin gone. I was gonna say if Josh Allen's gonna be there, we're gonna have a dance party. Fuck it. Let's go Lamar here at 16. Let's go Lamar here at 16. I don't think Gibbs is gonna be there at 21. I'm sort of hoping he won't be. Interesting. He goes Hunt over Gibbs. This is going to be an interesting spot. Being taunted now. I'm being taunted. My heart just tells me, like, go Jacobs and, like, James Conner. It's crazy to say after Gibbs has a 30-point day. But, I mean, grabbing one Detroit piece is just, it seems pretty necessary at this point. Just the amount of raw points they're going to put up. So if you're not grabbing one of Gibbs, Demont, Amon-Ra, you're basically hoping it goes to Tim Patrick, players that aren't drafted through the air. Zero is pissed. What happened? What happened? I missed it. think we go James Conner over Jacobs here. I'm going to have a stupid amount of Jacobs this week. Oh, God. Dear God. Please be right. Let's go to Njoku here first as the bring back against Baltimore. Jacobs is king. Is it wrong? You know what I mean? Is it wrong? Like, I'd put Jacobs above Kamara this week. I'd have him ranked way up the board. Another one's Achane. I think this one's super sneaky, right? If Tua is playing, Achane becomes a different beast. You have Mostert kind of mixing in a little more, but if you give him these 17 touches with Tua, James Conner, I think I'm going to draft a lot based on what happens tonight. I want to see what happens tonight. I don't think there's a reason I have to grab him right now. If he has a great performance, you should still be able to get him in the 5th or 6th round. Like, I don't think it's going to change much. Let's see what he does tonight. It is a game stack for us, though. Do we care? I don't think so. I think we're just going Jacobs here. Oh, man. Yeah, it feels like, he was a smash last week just based on ownership. And I think a lot of sharp people, especially if like you don't see sharp people doing it, you probably want to mix it in just for a nice little leverage spot. Yeah, that ends up as our highest total. This one's high too. Kyler McBride. This is our first one we did. Mixing against indies in the first round is definitely viable too. Definitely viable. But yeah, newest update, just go to exposure, click the graph to extract your exposures, go back to the draft room, click refresh, and it pops up all your exposures. Now, sometimes Underdog takes a little bit to grab those teams. Same thing on the phone. Sometimes you just have to update that page. Here it goes. Goes to 5 teams. Now you clicked extract. Same thing. If I go to rankings, I can show that it worked. Go to main slate, refresh, and there you go. 40%, 20%, 40%. All right, fellas. Hope you guys had a good week 7. We're officially on to week 8 per Bill Belichick, and we'll catch you guys. I'm going to try to do another stream tomorrow, and we hopefully have some very big news coming to you guys soon. So appreciate you as always. Hope to see you guys in the Discord. Have a happy Monday Night Football, and we'll catch you soon. Pounders.